Hi Cindy, it's Melina. I'm a primary school teacher, and first off, I just want to say I love your content and I love your podcasts. Right, so I teach in year 5 and I've got this one student, let's call him James, and he's dyslexic. He's super bright, like really creative, but struggles to get his ideas down on paper. It's like his brain is moving faster than his pencil. I tried mind mapping and sentence starters, but he still gets really frustrated, and honestly, I feel like I'm not doing enough to help him. So I guess my question is, what else could I do to support him in making him feel, without making him feel singled out or overwhelmed?
Melina, thank you so much for sharing that. First off, let me just say you're amazing for caring so deeply about James and wanting to support him in a way that feels empowering, not overwhelming. Honestly, that's half the battle right there. So let's unpack this together, shall we? Now, it sounds like James has this brilliantly creative mind, like a little firecracker of ideas, but he's struggling to translate all that magic onto paper. And oh, I can so relate to that. As a dyslexic teacher myself, I've been there, where your brain's racing at 100 miles an hour, but your hand's stuck in first gear. It's frustrating, isn't it? But don't worry, there are some fantastic strategies you can try that might just work wonders for him. Okay, first up, let's embrace the power of technology. Have you tried introducing him to speech-to-text tools? Honestly, they're a game changer for kids like James. He can just speak his ideas out loud and poof, they appear on the screen. Tools like Google Docs voice typing or apps like Dragon Anywhere are brilliant for this. It takes the pressure off his handwriting and lets his creativity flow uninterrupted. Another idea? Mind mapping software. Since you've already tried paper-based mind maps, why not take it digital? Apps like MindMeister or even Canva have templates that are super engaging and easy to use. He can drag and drop ideas, add little images. It's like turning brainstorming into a game. Plus, it's less intimidating than staring at a blank sheet of paper. Now, here's a little trick I've used with my students. Breaking big tasks into tiny bite-sized pieces. Writing an entire story or essay, that's overwhelming for anyone, let alone a dyslexic child. So try this. Start with one idea, just one. For example, ask him, what's the most exciting part of your story? Get him to jot that down or voice it out. Then build around it. Ask guiding questions like, what happens next? Or, how does the character feel here? By focusing on one small piece at a time, he's less likely to feel swamped. It's like building a puzzle. You don't do it all at once. You start with the corners and work your way in. Now, this is so important, Malian. Celebrate every little victory with James. Did he write 2 sentences today? Amazing. Celebrate that. Did he come up with a brilliant idea, even if it didn't make it onto paper? Fantastic. Acknowledge it. Kids like James often focus on what they can't do, so it's our job to remind them of what they can. Maybe create a little success jar where he can write down or draw every small achievement. Over time, he'll see just how much he's accomplished, and that confidence will start to build. Finally, let's bring some playfulness into the mix. Writing doesn't always have to be serious, right? Maybe you could try storytelling games where he gets to act out his ideas before writing them down. Or, if he's into drawing, let him sketch scenes from his story first. It's a great way to get his thoughts flowing visually before putting them into words. And if all else fails, there's always tea and biscuits. I mean, who doesn't feel more creative with a chocolate digestive in hand? Am I right? Melina, I hope that gives you some ideas to try out with James. And remember, you're doing an incredible job just by being there for him and showing him that his voice matters. Honestly, kids like James, they're the ones who grow up to change the world with their creativity. So keep going, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep showing him that he's got a teacher who believes in him. And if you ever need more tips or just want to share how he's getting on, you know where to find me. All right, folks. If you've got a James in your class, or even if you are a James yourself, remember, there are always ways to make learning work for you. Now, let's take a quick tea break, and when we're back, I'll be sharing my top 3 mind mapping hacks for teachers. Don't go anywhere.